to the F1 Show podcast. I'm Wayne, your host for the most, and this is the man in the pits with the tits, Brendan. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, it's all underway, isn't it, mate? It's all underway.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, first week gone, done.
Bish, bosh, bash. Before you know it, they'll be all arguing about the whole thing, and so we've got a lot of news to get on with.
Yeah,
I think first we've got to get rid of, get these retractions out of the way. It's always nice to get these retractions out the way early in the podcast, mainly my mistakes. Okay, so here is, are you having enough?
Are you having a laugh? Is she having a laugh?
Okay, that was it. You having a laugh? Here we go. There are my retractions. Okay, first retraction. Drinking whilst podcasting isn't a good thing. We don't encourage this on the Effing One Show podcast. I don't know if you noticed, there was a lot of slurred words in the last podcast, and we both wholeheartedly apologise for doing this. So that's disgusting. So that's our first apology, and let's just raise our glasses for that. Okay. Okay. Overhyping Hulkenberg. I apologise again for overhyping Hulkenberg, considering he came last. My next retraction is being mean on Twitter about the McLaren team. Everybody knows they're an outstanding outfit, and I shouldn't be mean about them. And apologize.
Sorry, isn't that the whole point of Twitter?
Yeah, but I still feel bad.
Twitter's a nasty place, man.
I know it's a nasty place. Tell me about it. It's a desolate place. If you've got low self-esteem, don't go on Twitter. Don't go on Twitter. Posting things and getting no engagement. I posted a Twitter poll. Who's going to win tomorrow? I looked at it 24 hours later. No one had voted. Okay, so that's the other retraction. One more retraction on just for your sake, Brendan. In the last podcast, although you are a expert in your field, you did refer to some of the aerodynamic designs on a car as being on a boat. Okay, now I'm going to put this down to. I'm going to put this down to the fact that you'd had a drink, but it did sound funny. I liked it. You said on the boat, and I thought it was quite funny. But that was the alcohol speaking there, and as we know, that's
we won't be doing that again.
We won't be doing that again. Let's wait to that.
No, shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. We've got one more retraction, and that is a sincere retraction and apology for laughing at Max Verstappen's life choices. If he wants to go out with a lady called PK and take on someone else's child, that's his choice, and it's not me or anyone else to judge. Okay, that is the retractions. Thank you very much. Okay, that's a long applause again. Let's turn that off. Right, okay. So what do we want to talk about? Should we go straight to pit talk, or should we go to Murray first? I've got some new Murrays. Is he?
Yeah. Is he up there?
Absolutely furious.
There he is. Okay, so now we go to one of my favourite segments of the show, and one of Brendan's favourite segments of the show, because he's there. He's right there now. It is Pit Talk. Okay, Brendan, let's hear it. The Bahrain Grand Prix.
Bahrain Grand Prix.
Okay.
So, I mean, the big thing is, one of the big things to talk about is Red Bull and their lack of cars finishing.
Yeah, that was not good, as they say. Not a good day for Red Bull.
Not really. I mean, dropping Max's car during the pit stop would have been a bad day for Red Bull, but that was one of a multitude of issues that they had. Now, one of the more interesting reasons for it they admitted pretty straight away that it was a fuel-related issue.
Yeah,
but
did I read somewhere that they thought, that they didn't understand that with the fuel it was going to get too hot? Something about that. Something about.
So I'll get to
on.
that. So the thing about there's new fuel this year. It's one of the lesser spoken about big changes that they've had. It's again the biggest change in fuel in decades. So they've gone to E10, which means 10% of it is ethanol or organically produced, not organically produced, but biofuel.
Okay,
right?
so they just rinsing out rapeseed oil and something.
Yeah, the burnt oil, basically.
Wow.
But it operates at different temperature.
Right?
A lot of the teams, there was a problem with the fuel pump. Now the fuel pump's a standardized part, so everyone has the same fuel pump. Mm-hmm. And there was an issue highlighted with it in between qualifying and the race. So in Parc Fermé, a lot of the teams got permission to change out the fuel pump.
Okay.
Red Bull didn't. Right.
So Red Bull didn't.
No. Not as far as the television pundits knew, anyway. Right?
No. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Well, in hindsight, I'm just.
Yep.
Go
on. Now that might be the reason for it. I've just frozen.
You've literally just gone completely still. There you go. You're back again.
Back again. I'm back.
That was unbelievable, mate.
Yeah.
You didn't even blink. That was amazing. Go on. That's brilliant. Go on anyway. Go on. Come on. We'll get back to other stuff in a minute. Come on. We've got loads of time.
I've done it again. Right. So an interesting rumor popped up that it could have been that Red Bull have they ran out of fuel.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, go on.
And that's a massive tactical error, and they, of course, they're going to hide that and cover it up and use anything they can to, and that would explain mechanical failure. It's just going to happen, right? It's as much as you try to prevent it, it sometimes just happens, and that's part of racing, right? Max Verstappen's comments about it being unprofessional and shouldn't happen at this level isn't about mechanical failure. That's about running out of fuel, I think.
You think because it seemed like they both just bound to a halt, but there was a steering issue. He said the power steering.
That was because they dropped him on the pit stop. This guy here, where is it? This guy my pen's not showing up. That guy there.
That guy. Hello. Why did you put that finger? It's not that kind of podcast.
When that guy dropped the front, the trolley hit the wishbones and knocked the steering out, apparently. Right? That's a mechanical failure. That's an issue. But again, it shouldn't happen with Red Bull with their history of good pit stops. Their pit stops were slower than everyone else's. Well, they were slower than Red Bull's normally are. So there was something funny going on there.
That whole temperature excuse. Apparently, they said they hadn't done enough sort of running on low fuel or something, and they said that the temperatures are different on these new power units or the new regulation. I don't know. I'm waiting for you to fill in the gaps. So
yeah, petrol expands and contracts with temperature, right? So if the car's running hot, then it will appear to have more fuel in it, and then if it cools down all of a sudden, the fuel will reduce in size again, reduce in volume, right? So it will say that you've got enough fuel to do this race, but then as everything cools down, you might not. So I don't know.
But they should know that. I mean, they said it's new fuel and it runs slightly hotter, and that was kind of what I heard. But I reckon it did, because
the other thing is it could be related to the issue with the fuel pump. If it's running hotter, then the fuel pump might wear out earlier, or there might be over long distances. Because again, if it's a new pump, it might have been tested in a rig in the lab, but it's not been tested on a track with the heat that they're getting and the temperatures they're getting, and obviously airflow across the radiators and across the engine components affect.
There's an infinite number of things, isn't it? And it's not combinatorial explosion to a certain extent, one impacting on another. What was interesting was, like you're saying, it's a fuel issue, but what I noticed on Perez's car, everything went out, the lights went out, and everything.
He stopped suddenly, didn't he? He just that engine.
Would the electrics go out if the fuel ran out? I'm no,
Well, the engine would stop. Yeah.
But usually when the engine stops, the battery, there's still some power in that, isn't there?
But Verstappen was saying that he said it felt like a battery issue, which would be like surging power, which could also be the fuel running out. 1 minute it's fine, and then it's nothing, then it's fine, then it's nothing, then it's fine. That could be the fuel running out, or it could be the fuel pump giving up.
It could be.
So it'll be interesting to see what comes out in the wash about that. If
But
anything.
it won't though, will it? They'll just go, we'll make an excuse up because it's embarrassing, if anything.
Maybe on Netflix.
You say that, going back to my nostalgia thing, there's been millions of races where, Mansell pushing his car across the line.
Yeah.
There's been, quite a few races. That might be a little segment for a nostalgia episode, maybe. In between. Yeah. When there's a fortnight, we'll do a nostalgia episode. I'm going to get early back.
Speaking of temperatures and stuff like that, all the Mercedes-powered cars on the grid were having heat-related issues. They were all overheating. The McLarens quite badly were overheating.
Talk to me about those boys. Jesus Christ.
Well, they everything was going on there. Their brakes obviously were the biggest problem. We knew about that, but they're working on that. But they had serious problems. Both the Mercedes had issues with heat.
Yeah.
Were coast. The Aston Martins were coast as well. Lifting coast to try and cool the engines down. So that would be another one to watch and see if that's part of their global issues that they said that they had that need upgrading.
Do you think that's McLaren's season over?
No.
I mean,
No way.
They were so far behind. I mean,
but they were so far ahead on the first test.
Well, that's what you're saying. If they've got it that wrong, it's an insurmountable mountain to climb. And I said insurmountable after like a glass of wine and everything.
That's quite a lot of syllables for you to say.
That is. That's a little joke there for you. Well done.
Wait all week. I think they'll be back. I think they'll get it sorted. I think you'll see gradual improvements. If they can't stay at the back, they'll do something.
They'll be up all night, won't they?
Yeah,
they will be up all night.
Speaking of people that got it right, Ferrari. Again, there was an unconfirmed report that they had the engine set to the low power mode, or its lowest power setting to try.
So they could have gone further.
They were concerned about reliability issues, so they wound the engine down a bit, because they were just going out to see what would happen, and then they went and won. So if that's it with the engine wound back, it'll be interested to see if they do wind it up a bit, or if that is substantial.
They looked just dominant, didn't they? That's the first time I've seen Ferrari looked dominant. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Dominant.
Telling you, I think it's anyway. They look dominant. They look dominant all weekend, and even more dominant than when Leclerc was heading the Bahrain Grand Prix a couple of years ago. Was it a few years ago? How long ago was that?
2019 was it when him and Vettel last podium?
Yeah, but and they had a problem within the last few laps then, didn't they? But they didn't. There was no problem. You could tell that was a winning car, and it looked beautiful. It was a good looking car. Walk me through what's going on with Mercedes. They weren't sandbagging. Got that one wrong, didn't we?
No,
Jesus Christ. That one wrong.
But well, I think they might have been. I think they might have thought they were doing all right, because they still fourth and fifth,
second off the pace. Second off the pace. Could not overtake. Did you notice when Hamilton was behind? I think he was behind Perez and stuff like that. He couldn't overtake. He had real even with the DRS open, could not overtake.
Wow.
Did you not notice that?
Yeah.
The DRS was opening. He just didn't have the pace. It felt like the pace.
Is it them not having it, or is it them having it?
What? Don't
is
you
it
your
Red Bull
don't
having the pace?
Don't you do your double think with me. You know about a glass of wine, and you're going to try it on. You're going to try.
Yeah, I want you to have a 10-minute section on retractions next week.
Oh yeah, that's what you're going to do. Listen, you called a Formula One car a boat earlier. Now, I know that there's been a lot of porpoising. But that's not a boat. Okay, that was yeah. So what else? Any other teams of notable? A lot of them are just banging around in the middle, really, weren't they? Any standout teams that maybe had a
Aston
solid?
Aston Martin, absolutely in the toilet.
In the toilet, yeah. Williams
and McLaren. Williams are always where they are. They weren't as far down. Albon was what, 11th?
What is it with Albon? Why is he just a nobody? I don't know. There's something about Albon.
I like him. I think he's got a lot of admirers in the paddock. For him to be a binned driver and to mentor Yuki Tsunoda all last season and still be part of Red Bull, even though he'd been binned.
Oh, look at you throwing those information out there that I have no idea about. I just judge by looks. I'm literally that way. That's why I'm good on Twitter.
I think the phrase you're looking for is shallow.
Yeah, I think the phrase twat is the phrase we're looking for, but yeah. But so any other notable things? I mean, other teams?
Haas.
Well, let's talk about our man. Well, I've been waiting. I've been holding back for this, but
yeah,
I'm not in love. Mazepin, I'm sorry. He's not my man anymore. You know who my man is now, don't you?
You've got a new blue-eyed boy.
K-Mag. You cannot. I mean, what? Wait. Let's just calm down. You just calm down. We'll wait for good race, bad race, somewhere in the middle for that.
All right, okay.
Which strangely, I think is the next segment.
What a bridge! What a bridge!
It's almost like we're semi-professional. So let's have a little word from Murray quickly, because I think he's
incredible.
Yeah, there he is. Well done, Murray. Got to do a few more of those. I'm meant to be writing down the timestamp for that, but anyway. So let's now before we move on to good race, bad race, somewhere in the middle, I just want to talk about this because I want to talk about this. Are you looking at the racetrack because you're facing away from the pits? You're looking at the racetrack. Someone's about to overtake. That's someone overtaking in Formula One now. Do you think that's canned? We've talked about this before. That crowd cheering is canned. It's almost as canned as his laughter. This isn't people laughing at me. No one does, unless I'm doing it ironically. But
share your screen or something. I don't. What you?
I'm saying this sound. Can you hear this?
No, I couldn't hear the sound.
Can you hear that?
No.
Did you hear that canned laughter?
Yeah.
Why can't you hear that? I've got a stadium. Like, I want you to be very quiet. We're going to try this again. Turn your volume up. No? Okay. For the man in the pits with the tits. That's a canned stadium sound of ooh or cheering. Canned.
I can hear a little bit of cheering, but not anything else.
Yeah. All right. You don't have to hang me out to dry on the podcast here. Good job we're not live. Let's have a drink. Bang. So do you think that is canned, that stadium sound? Because I tell you what, there was not one shot of that any stadium inside.
No. And Lewis Hamilton on the pre-race interview when they all go around the track on the bus thing on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
He said it was a shame that there wasn't more people there, that they should open up for free,
Yeah. It's too expensive, and when you watch I don't know if you know this, but I'm a bit of a Formula One nostalgia buff. I don't know if you knew this, but I am.
Really? You've not mentioned it?
I've not mentioned it, but when I look at the races from the nostalgia, you're on your phone. That's really unprofessional, which is what it says in the title. That you can't really hear crowds, and it will be a packed Silverstone, say in 1987, one of the biggest races ever. He says as he goes back in there. And you can't hear the crowd. You can't hear.
You're doing a bit of a Scooby-Doo.
You can't hear. You can't hear that at all, right?
Well, so the drivers have said that they can hear the crowd sometimes in the car. They hear the tone of the engine. They can filter that out because it's constant, and they can tell what it is. And then as they're going along past a grandstand, especially Mexico, obviously, where they go through that S right through the.
I mean, that's going to be a sound trap of anything, isn't it? You're going to hear those people, aren't you? Especially when Perez going through that. Oh, but you were mad. It must have been like a rock star. It must have been like a rock star. But what I'm saying is, it just felt like when we were watching it, am I in the way of Greta? I'm in the way of Greta.
Hello.
I think she's going to be in the thumbnail. I'm doing a little social experiment. I'm going to put her in the thumbnail for today's podcast and see how many more we get on YouTube for having a lady. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Yep.
What I'm saying is, I don't know what I was saying.
I would be, and the other thing I noticed as well was the standard of celebrity in Martin in the pit walk.
Your Brundle, go on.
Yeah, Martin Brundle's pit walk. I mean, Jules Holland, and
it's not 1995 anymore. What's going on?
Not A-list, really.
Not really, but yeah. Who else was there? I saw Jules Holland, and he was trying to talk to other people. He tried to, but I didn't see any other A-listers. Is that what you want to see? You want to see those A-listers, do you? You want to see a Nicki Minaj?
I think overall the attendance was poor. I mean, there wasn't the crowds, there wasn't the hype, there wasn't the glamour in the paddock,
Especially for a first race, you think the hype around it as well. The new car.
Put the boat out, wouldn't you?
And a boat? No, it's cars, mate. We're doing cars this week.
Boat again.
Yeah, that's right. Let's do that. So I think it's canned, and I think you can tell it's canned because the commentator keeps going, "Can you hear the crowd?" Yes, you can, because you've pushed the button, mate. That's what you've done. Anyway, that's enough of my moaning.
All right.
Let's do what's the next segment of good race, bad race, somewhere in the middle. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steering wheel, somebody tell him to give it to me. Come on, move.
Okay, that's good race, bad race, somewhere in the middle. Now, I think we've already given a precursor to what I think, who had a good race and who had a bad race. But I'm going to let you have the floor. Have the floor. You've got the floor. The pits. You've got the pits.
I've got the pit lane today.
Okay.
Obviously Ferrari, good race. I think the outstanding race was Haas. You got to say that they've done really well last season, developing the car, and then this season it makes you wonder if the former Haas driver was still in it, how well they would have done. How again it comes down to the argument of
what's his name again? Sorry, I can't.
You know what? I can't remember. He's been out of the picture for so long now.
Marzipan. Is that it?
Yeah, Kevin Magnussen.
Oh, old Nicky.
But yeah, I think it's that whole thing about is it the car or is it the driver? And I think there was a lot of the driver that made that better.
I mean, come on, Schumacher must be,
He needs to pull his socks up.
He does. He's got by on the name, I think, and all those like legacy sons. Sitting there, Fittipaldi, Schumacher,
Magnussen.
Who got put? What about him? Is his dad a Formula One? Oh. No. What's his dad's name then?
Magnussen.
Oh, don't. No, you. Is his dad a Formula One driver?
Hang on.
Oh, well, I swore we weren't going to go to Wikipedia for this week.
Yep, Jan Magnussen, 4-time Le Mans winner and Formula One.
Oh yeah, but he's a back of the grid driver.
Yeah,
it's either one, isn't it? It's either one. It's either one. You can't have both, unless you're Villeneuve. Well, no, you can't have both because he didn't win a championship. Charles Villeneuve got thrown into catch fencing. That's another subject for another time for our legendary guest Ernie Strong to talk about, that catch fencing. But we're not on that anymore. I think I think Schumacher's time's nearly up. I mean, because K-Mag,
He's got to have a good season.
I mean, K-Mag. Have you
So,
seen that?
Magnussen
Sorry,
Senior,
sorry.
Magnussen Senior drove for McLaren and Stewart, 24 starts and 1 career point.
Well, there you go. So he's literally shit on his dad already.
Yeah.
One race.
Oh, come on. Haas scored more points in the 2 hours on Sunday than they had in the last 2 years.
Oh my God! I bet their team was principal.
That's a
What's
great
his name?
stat. That one.
What was his name? I think
Gunter.
Gunter. I bet you he was just absolutely ecstatic.
Fuck,
Best
we're not.
best text message he ever sent was to Mazepin, wasn't it? Best text message.
Brilliant. Best 32 pence plus carriers
Yeah,
charges.
yeah. Do you think he put a little sad emoji on it as well?
Yeah. Nikki, you're fired. Sad emoji.
Poor Nicky. Poor Nicky. All that time I spent doing that song for him as well. Jesus Christ.
Okay, there's something. If you're listening to this, hit us up on one of the social channels with Gunter's text message.
Gunter's I think we should do a draft Gunter's text message to Mazepin.
Gunter's text message.
I'm gonna have a go at one later. Here's an example. Yeah. So
There
though,
we go.
obviously K-Mag, he's had a great race. That sleeve tattoo, that slick back hair, that blonde beard. What a man. I'll just keep talking while you answer a text. You just go for it. Go on.
I was writing down the text message thing so we don't forget it.
No, good idea. Good to keep notes during the podcast and let everybody know that you're doing it. Okay. You know how long it took me to find this piece of music? Anyway, who else had a good race? Who had a bad race? I think we can safely say McLaren.
Well,
I haven't even got.
Is this section about the bad driving or about having a bad car?
Overall, I thought,
Okay, all right.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Danny Rick did this, yeah.
And after being so close at the end of last season, I think they've got a mountain to climb. They're not in my top 10. And you know how well I did on my predictions this week, obviously. But no. When I say obviously, I'm being sarcastic.
We're not doing predictions for next week, are we already? Or are we just gonna?
It's this weekend, isn't it, in the race? We've got to do the predictions at the end of the show.
Oh, okay.
You just what you're doing there. Don't pretend you're doing anything. What was that?
Right.
What was that?
Might have been a pen.
Yeah. Busy doing another job on this podcast that literally earns us no money. How dare you? So who else had? So you're saying McLaren didn't have a good week, obviously.
No,
because
I think Alfa Romeo, Bottas, apart from his howling start,
really, that's not unusual. I think that's another soundbite. Not unusual.
Additions.
Yeah.
But he had a good race overall. Alpha had a good race with Zhou Guanyu, the young Chinese lad, ended up in the top 10.
How's he?
That's good.
Anyway, I'm not even going to talk about the politics of that. But yeah, he seemed a lovely bloke, didn't he?
Yeah,
in the
and he's a
interviews,
good
what a
driver.
lovely man. What a lovely man.
He's from China.
Perfect
His
English.
team are based in Switzerland. Where does he live? Sheffield.
Jesus Christ.
He chose to live in Sheffield.
He chose that. He was given options.
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
You know
Sheffield.
why? You know why? Anywhere but China.
Oh.
Well, it's a communist regime. Sheffield's probably got a better nightlife. Anyway.
I would think so. Sheffield's meant to be quite a legendary night out, to be honest. Anyone from Sheffield, let us know.
Anyone. Just anyone comment.
Yeah, just say
anyone comment. Okay. So,
I think Zhou Guanyu did well. He ended up with more points than Nikita Mazepin did all last season. More points already.
Okay, that's all he's getting now. He's just going to get the 2-second now. More points than him. Who else? What about Alonso? The guys in pink. Pretty in pink they were, weren't they? They were somewhere in the middle. I would say they're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Solid, but no. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Continuing from last year, I think AlphaTauri, same. It was unfortunate about Pierre Gasly's engine going on fire, but we can't have a Bahrain Grand Prix without a bit of flames, eh?
Hey. But what I was thinking about poor old Gasly is he was so solid last year. He's the man in the middle here. He's right down the line. You're going to trust him. They've got a good little team now. They've got a good little team. Who was in there? Who was in there before again? Remind me.
Daniel Kvyat.
Oh,
wasn't he?
A long time ago. He's been. Why did you have to mention him? You're going to get me on that rant again, aren't you? About him and Verstappen and. Oh. Anyway. So Yuki Tsunoda, isn't it? He was in it. That's it. That's what are you doing? What are you googling?
He needs to have a good season as well. I mean, he did all right
because he was all right for a first season, wasn't it? First season, am I right?
Yeah, but he needs.
Oh no, I was right. Okay, sorry, I was correct for that one. That was the first season. He did all right, but he needs to have a good season. What about Lance Stroll?
Well, we're back to Aston Martin not doing very well in general.
It was. I thought Hulkenberg had a strong race qualifying and then just sat at the back. He was very disappointing for me, especially after all that time I did making those animations.
Yeah, but
go on.
He's the greatest driver never to score a podium.
Yeah. Is he the greatest driver to never to score a podium in history?
Everyone said he could have been a contender.
Oh wow, that's brilliant! I'm going to give you an applause for that impression.
Yeah,
thank you. In the comments, if you can actually identify what that impression was.
Yeah. And no, I didn't have a mini stroke.
So yeah, he could have been a contender.
People said he was championship material as a driver. If he had the right car underneath him, then he would have. But for whatever reasons, he never got the good drive.
Never got the good drive for whatever reason. Could those reasons be he wasn't very good? I'm gonna put the can laughing because I'm a bit tired of laughing at my own jokes there, people. Okay, so what about Norris and that? I mean, they must have been gutted. Science had a solid race. Do you think Science is a contender? Oh, that's going to be an interesting one. He's still a number 2, isn't he? Science.
I don't know. He performed better last year than Charles did.
Yeah.
He ended up with more points than he did.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good fight. Actually, George Russell's in there stirring the shit already, saying that it's going to build tension because there's going to be a number 1 and a number 2 driver, and at the moment they're both capable of being number 1 drivers, and the other one's not going to like it. Whoever Ferrari decide, and their colours are kind of pinned on Charles already because he's got that long contract.
Yeah.
But if Carlos steps up and starts whipping them regularly, then team orders are going to come out. Especially,
they always talk about this like halfway through the season, isn't it, or something? Let me just top up my my Ribena.
Yeah, I was hoping for a bit more, a bit closer between the two Mercedes, so we could see anything of team orders with those guys to see if George would be told to back off or if he would be allowed to go racing with them. But it never really came.
Multi 21 or something in it. What was that classic Multi 21? I probably got that wrong as well, so I'm probably going to have to.
Was that with Danny Rick and?
No, that was Webber and
Webber, yeah,
and
Seven Webber, yeah.
And now that was a tense cool down room at the end of that race. Oh my God, he just let him have it. Good old.
Have you seen the clip of Hulkenberg with K-Mag when?
Did you? Who?
With Hulkenberg and K-Mag of history of battling on track, and I'm pretty sure it's Hulk tells K-Mag to suck his balls.
Really?
Or maybe the other way around. But yeah, you need to look that one up. He was, what were you doing on track there, man? And he just turns around and goes, suck my balls.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think Vettel's thinking of all this, sat at home with his little cold, his little man flu? He's sat at home.
I think he's on the phone to Lawrence. He's on the phone to Lawrence going, you better sort this shit out, mate, or I'm done.
Do you think so?
I'm going somewhere else. Yeah.
I think he's done. Do you think he'll walk away? Do you think he'll walk away?
From F1 completely? No, I don't think so.
I think he's still got something in him.
Yeah,
It's a shame. It's a shame. And I saw on social media that Ferrari was the car he should have had today, like this last race. That should have been his Ferrari, you know. And Alonso powering through Albon. There's something about Albon.
Why do you not like Albon?
Just looks too clean.
I think he owns too many cats. I'll say that much.
He owns
He's got
cats.
he's got loads of cats. He's got loads of animals.
See, I bet you he's a vegan.
I'm
not just saying. I'm not
family.
digging at vegan. I'm not digging at vegans. Okay, I'm sure some of them are nice, but I don't. Oh God, we've just lost a massive demographic of our audience who aren't listening anyway.
Yeah.
What about Hamilton then? So let's just.
All right, here's one for you. This will make you really like Alex Albon more.
Oh God! Don't tell me.
He has an Instagram account called Albon Pets. He has an Instagram account just for his pets.
I really don't. This is. I mean, when they talk about the fall of the Western civilization, and when I say they, it's only the voices in my head. But when they talk about it, this is what we're talking about. I mean, we've got one week we've got James Hunt just going around knocking out people for just even congratulating them on winning a race. I mean, I'm not suggesting that's right. We should turn the dial down on that alpha stuff. But come on.
No, there's something quite wrong with that. Something quite wrong with that.
Are you talking about your computer, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about Alex Albon.
Strangely, you're addicted. Strangely, you're looking.
No, it's lots of cats. There's a horse and maybe a dog. It looks like a dog that might be dead now.
Is this a different website we're looking at? What are we looking at?
Alex Albon's Pets. You laughed at your own jokes again.
I do laugh at my own jokes because that's the only person who will laugh. And there's no one watching this. You don't have to agree. So have we been for Perez? Have we done Perez? We talked about him.
I think he had a solid race. Yeah, I mean, he did well.
Yeah, he did all right. He did all right. That whole Ministry of Defence stuff, though, it's a bit cringe.
Yeah, it is now. Yeah, but he still did all right. I mean, he was in the lead for 3 or 4 laps or something while everyone was pitting, and he held. I noticed this last year. He'll stay out longer. I think he's better with his tyres. He is. He's very, very good with his tyres.
He's the reverse of Bottas. The ultimate reverse of Bottas. Bottas literally blows his tyres out off the grid, and then I'm surprised Bottas doesn't ask for a pit stop on lap 2.
Yeah, box.
Box. Either he blows them out or he can't warm them up. One of the two, isn't it? I just couldn't get any heat in them, and then they were.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Something going on.
Yeah.
So I think that's the end of that. And we've got to announce our big balls next. Okay, so let's end this segment with how many Murrays have we done? We've done 3 already.
Two, 3.
Well, I can hear him now. So
it'd be good to hear one.
Ding dong, are we going to see a race now?
Okay, that's another one from Murray. I've got to search through the whole of the recording to find when we do that. Now we're going to have our next segment, which is Big Balls.
Well now, James, they've changed the regulations concerning the airboxes and the wings, and yet you're still extremely fast. How do you do it?
Big balls. Okay. Who do you think had big balls? I think you know who I think. And if we're on the same page with this, then you know.
K-Mag coming from 14 months out of an F1 car and smacking it into fifth.
Are you literally? I'm going to share the screen here. Where? No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I've been researching K-Mag purely just for the show and nothing else. And you know, I keep finding these. I don't know.
He takes his top off more than George Russell.
There's another one here. Look, do you want to see the other one? There's another. This is my favourite K-Mag.
Is this your phone background? Is it?
This will now be my screensaver. I might get cut out. I've got to find the other one now. I've lost all.
Yeah, we're kind of getting. Yeah. He kind of. There's a bit of resemblance here with me, though, isn't there? I mean.
From when? From when? What decade do we look at this one? This is you and Cooper Island, mate. How about that?
Yeah,
K-Mag in action. I'm telling you now, the boy's got a future. I'm going to stop this music because it's getting overwhelming. I can't take it anymore. I'm telling you. So we're both agreeing on who's big balls, are we? It's K-Mag. It just no one else. It did seem a bit stilted. I mean, there was that little battle between
Charles and Max,
and it seemed to be like a no score draw, didn't it? It's like, oh well,
but it was.
I'll just overtake you again. It was fun to watch, but it felt a little bit.
Don't say it was done for TV.
I've heard a lot of that. This week.
Have you?
Just like I saw one news article. Obviously, I didn't read it because it's clickbait. That said, is Formula One made for Netflix now? That's a kind of an interesting question. All right. I know I'm upsetting you there down in the pits, but that's what I read, and it felt like as well, having no crowd there. It's almost like, is it staged? Are we living in the Matrix? Yeah, I'm gonna put the can after. No, but it's definitely not. It feels like it's a bit of a rich man's folly.
It's always been that, though.
No. If you look back at my nostalgia,
James Hunt. Yeah, he was poor, wasn't he?
No, but you could afford to go to see it and not have to spend the price of an average second-hand.
What's
Chinese,
that got to do with the
Chinese liver or something like that? You know, you didn't have to sell your.
What's that got to do with the entertainment value of Max
when
Verstappen?
When your stadium's empty, you've got a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but why was it empty?
It's not a sport for the people, is it? Not like football.
Is Bahrain known for like in motorsport? Is there a big motorsport following in Bahrain?
I could tell you what Bahrain's known for, but I'm not going to do it. But
because you'd end up in a jail there.
Yeah. Chopping hands off. I think that happens in Bahrain.
Yeah.
Anyway. It just felt like a little.
I think Formula One's made for money. I don't think it's made for TV.
You don't think it's made for TV?
No, I think it's made for money. And I think certainly TV adds to that, but I don't think it's made for TV. You couldn't stage it that well. I mean, it's so.
Oh no, I don't mean stage as in the whole race was staged, but I don't know. It feels like when I was watching it, it was all just shiny, brand new, and oh god, I sounded like a 4-year-old there.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that. Reduce my brain cells to the state of a 4-year-old right now. Okay.
All right.
I think we've done big balls, haven't we?
Yeah.
Now it's time to fix our predictions. What we got last time. I contacted Jack because it's Jack's rules here. Jack is the steward of the rules.
Yeah.
And he emailed me back how the predictions went and how he calculated them. Do you think I could find that email anywhere? No. And he said, and it was like a long paragraph talking about Excel sheets and everything. But I think I've made a system. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. Let's share the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, come on in. We're going to make next race's predictions right now, right here. You heard it now. Right, this was last time's predictions. Okay, let me just zoom out to see how badly we got this. Okay, as you can see, I've replaced Nikki Mazepin with a picture of K-Mag. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so first of all let's work out our points, right? Okay, so this is what we got, right? We get 1 point for closest to lap time, 1 point for lap driver, the fastest lap driver. Okay, 1 point for pole, 1 point for top 10, 2 points for a correct top 10 position. So yeah, so we get 1 point if there's a dude in the top 10 that was in the top 10 at the finish. And I've made this one up, 20 points for getting the lap time spot on. Okay.
Yeah, those lap times were interesting, weren't they? They were a lot slower than any previous lap times.
They were slower because it was hotter, and they didn't know what.
And the cars are heavier.
The cars are heavier. I was going to say that. I was just about to say that. Okay, so these were our predictions. Let's calculate our scores now. Okay, so we get 1 point for close. Let's go for the lap time. The fastest lap driver, no points for us. Nothing. Verstappen. Oh, we don't even know who the fastest. No, the pole. 1 point for pole. We didn't get it, right? No points for pole, right? We didn't predict pole, did we?
No.
We can safely agree with that. The fastest lap time was, I'm going to read this out, Charles Leclerc. So we're not getting a point for this. Lap Russell, lap Verstappen. And the lap time was 1 minute 34.570. So we were nowhere near, but you were closest. So you're going to get the point for closest, okay? So you've got 1 point here, right?
Woohoo!
Let me just get my pen here and draw on yours. You are now officially in the lead of the predictions. Let's just put a point there quickly. Okay. Now, so we get 1 point for that. So you've got 1 point. Obviously nothing for me because I was nowhere near. So we get 1 point for someone who finished in the top 10. So let's have a look at the top 10 here. I'm going to have a look at the top 10. Charles Leclerc, you've got 1 point there. 1 point. Obviously, he didn't finish 5th, so you're not getting the point. Carlos Sainz, have you got him in the top 10? Oh,
Yeah,
you've got
second.
2 points. 2 points, my friend. 2 points there. 2 points there. I'm going to give that well done. Lewis Hamilton, when did you get him? You've only got 1 point there for him. Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, where did you get him? Well, what position did you get George Russell? 4th. He came 4th. That's 2 points.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Christ. I'm in big trouble.
Yep.
Perez, no. Daniel Ricciardo, no. Gasly, no. Alonso. Did Alonso finish top 10? 9. He finished. You did. 9th.
Oh, did he?
Am I looking at the right one here? Yeah, 9th. Yeah. Oh, God. I hope I've got the right year. Yeah, 2022. Yeah. 9th. So you get a point there. You got him 10th there. Gasly, no. Ricciardo, no. No. Perez obviously didn't finish. Norris, not in the top 10. And Verstappen, not in the top 10. Right. Let's just do my points. Okay, so no. Russell, no. He come in top 10, but that's 1 point. Verstappen, no. K-Mag. Oh, look, I rolled the dice on this beautiful man, didn't I? And so I get
Not
1
all
point.
you want to throw on him.
Oh, it's a laugh a minute, hey. Let me just take a sip of my wine. I keep hitting this. It sounds like I'm in a big hall. It sounds like I'm in a big hall. I'm hitting the pop guard on my mic. Just take a sip. Hamilton. He finished 4th, did he? No, did he?
No, he was 3rd.
Oh, Christ, I'm shitting the bed on this already. Science, I get a point for. Leclerc, I get a point for. Norris, we all. Poor Norris. Perez, no. Gasly, no. And Vettel, I don't think so. So let's total up the points. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for me. Okay, let's put that in our little sheet here. Let's go. Let's do this. I've got 5 points. Have you worked out your points already? I know it's a tough
7.
All right. I thought you wanted to take some time out for that, mate. 5 points for me. 5 points for me and 7 for you. There you go, buddy. Well, you're healthily in the lead there. Now we've got to make next next race's predictions. Get rid of all these. So, can you just pull up the fastest lap for what's the next race again?
Right, yes, Saudi Arabia.
That's what I said. Saudi Arabia, fastest lap. Okay, now let's get all these fellas up. I'm going to get him out of the way. He's not going to be up there. He's not going to be on number one. I'm just clearing mine off. You can do your own if you want. Oh no, you can't. I'm going to leave K-Mag there for a second because I've got some. I don't think he's going to score as high. I'm going for a 1-2. That's it now. I'm so super confident in these Ferraris. I'm going 1-2. I'm going to go K-Mag. I'm going to move him over there. I'm sorry, Norris. It's not happening. Let's get Perez over here. Gasly, I'm going to put over here. Vettel. Oh, sorry, mate. Here we go. This is my prediction here. So, I'm going to split them. I think Verstappen, there. I'm going to put Perez there. I'm still going to bank on old Mr. Hamilton. There. Looking good so far. I'm gonna go K-Mag right there. Sorry. Stop. Okay, I'm gonna put Gasly there because I think he had a good race. He could have been higher. Bottas. I'm gonna go for a bit of Bottas. I'm loving his work. If he only could stop going backwards at the start. Who else? Who else do you reckon? Oh, I haven't even got Russell. No, hang on. I'm gonna put Bottas there. I'm gonna stick Russell there. I don't think he's getting on with this new car. I reckon he's gonna struggle. And a little roll of the dice. Sonoda right there. Okay. What do you reckon? What about yours?
Mm-hmm.
What about yours?
I reckon.
What do you reckon? I'm going pole for Leclerc again. I think he's on a roll. Fastest lap time. I'm going to stick with Verstappen for that because I just can't be bothered to.
All right. So the stats for the lap times. Pole position last year was 1 minute 27.
Oh,
and
we're going to have to go higher then. I'm just. Do you know what?
The fastest lap record was set last year by Lewis Hamilton, and it was 1:30.734.
Okay, I'm going to go 1:33.546. Okay, I'm going to go the fastest lap for Verstappen. So I do think they could do a fastest lap, and whenever they're right in the doldrums, they always go for it in the last lap anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, you've got to do your top 10, buddy.
Right.
Let's clear some of these fellas off. Got a couple of quite a few Verstappen's floating around there. Who are you going for the win?
I think Paul will be. I think Verstappen for Paul.
Oh, you think they're going to get this together, do you?
I think they're going to sort it out.
Oh, Verstappen. Okay.
I think it's too important for them not to.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, who do I think is going to win? It's hard doing it this far out.
This far out? It's next week. It's this weekend.
I know, but there's so many things can change.
Jesus. I bet they all come down with COVID. They'll have to get Hulkenberg in. They'll have to get Nigel Mansell in.
Martin Brundle will be doing his pit walk.
Oh, Nicky will be on the phone. Please take me. No.
No, Michael, no.
If they all get COVID, it'll be a legacy race, won't it? That'll be hilarious. Okay.
I'll have to try and cram David Coulthard's head.
Oh my God, can you imagine it? I was going to say something terribly bad then. I think I was just going to keep it in my head. So, right. So come on. Are we not putting a McLaren in there in the top 10?
Hang on, I've not done my top one yet.
I didn't want.
I don't think a McLaren will be in there. I think let's do Sainz.
Make my K-Mag picture a bit bigger then.
Let's do Sainz winning.
Oh, he's rolling the dice.
Verstappen, and then Leclerc. So I'm doing the opposite of what you've done. I've just noticed.
Oh, jeez. He's just not original, are you?
No. And then I reckon who are we gonna have up there?
Preferably before the race starts, mate.
Russell.
Okay. Russell here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bottas. Where's Bottas?
I'll do you another picture of Bottas. It's only a case of copy and paste. Where did he go? There he is.
Yeah.
So you're going to put him here, and after lap one, he's going to be here.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not.
Hang on. No, this is finishing predictions, isn't it? Not start predictions.
I know.
All right. Then we're gonna have Hamilton.
On Hammy.
Can you clear the rest of them off the bottom there?
Or is it confusing you? Because the temptation to go, look, just leave them there. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But put Perez back in 7,
Oh, you just.
and then Alonso in 8th.
Alonso, you still got faith in the man in pink.
Yeah. And then Gasly and Joe.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, Gasly
Yeah, and Joe.
and Joe from the Democratic Republic of Oppressive China. There we go. He loves old Sheffield, didn't that boy? Right, so we've done that. Did you do your fastest lap? Sorry. I know you know it's not Russell. You don't think it's Russell, do you?
No, I think it'll be Perez.
Perez. You think it'll be Perez? Wow, okay.
Yeah, and I think 134. Yeah, 473.
Oh yeah, might as well stick to him.
Yeah.
No one's getting. I feel like it'd be bad if I don't give him a capital. That's our predictions. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've done them all. Poor old Latifi left on the sideline there.
I don't think he's ever going to be top 10, to be honest.
There's something about him as well. He looks a bit creepy. I bet you he's got a cat Instagram. And Albon. Look at them two. Look, chumming up to each other. Weirdos. Okay. Okay. So
Very highly of you.
yeah, he's always saying he's always following me on Twitter. Not. So I think that's our predictions, isn't it? Yeah. Is that our predictions? Let's have a little round of applause for our second prediction. The points so far. Let's just say the points so far. Staggeringly, I've got 5. Brendan's got 7. We're keeping it simple, guys. We're keeping it simple. Okay. So we've got just enough time for me to read out the comments.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You stop sharing screen.
Oh, you want me to stop sharing? I wouldn't get that excited. Okay, we've got enough time.
I just want to see Greta behind you again.
Greta's going to be the thumbnail because I want to see how many more views on YouTube we're going to get just by having her instead of a picture of a Formula 1 car. The Formula 1 car did raise our YouTube click-through. Is that what they call it on there? I don't know. So the comments are, that is the comments. There are no comments. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. It's about as funny as a kick in the teeth. There are no comments. Okay.
Not quite as funny as Charles Leclerc's joke on the final lap.
Oh, go on. Let's hear it.
He radioed in on the final lap saying, "Guys, I think I've got a problem with my engine."
Oh, okay.
They all were like, "Seriously, Charles?" He's like, "No, I'm just kidding."
That boy. I don't know what they're teaching him down in
Monaco.
Monaco.
He's a one.
He's a one. Down in Monaco.
Hey.
And
the working men's clubs.
Oh, they're working, yeah, because he's salt of the earth, brought up, dragged up. He was dragged up in the mean streets of Monaco.
Monarchesque.
Moneganese. Isn't that an animal that sounds like a rodent?
On that bombshell.
And on that bombshell, I think we'll end the show. Thank you all. Anybody, all of you out there, we've got some great. I know there's someone listened in New York. I don't even think he listened. He might probably downloaded it by accident. But we've got someone in New York. We've got someone in lots of people in California, very popular. Hamburg in Germany, singing our praises. Guys, If you want to buy us a cup of coffee, the links are in there. If you want to send us an email, thing1show@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know you're listening, or comments down there or down below. And guys, this has been the Effing One Show podcast. I have been the host with the most, and Brendan's been the man in the pits with the tits. Nearly stumbled there. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.